All right, what's going on, everybody? We are about the Avengers movie, the Avengers Infinity War. If you haven't seen the movie, you might not want to watch this because we're pretty much going to spoil. We're gonna be talking about everything in the movie, so you're probably gonna get spoiled if you haven't seen the movie. So watch the movie first, and then like come back later. What did you think about the movie? Just general thoughts. Because I
I
know there are some people that did not like the ending.
oh boo boo. To that I say get a grow a set, people. Grow a set. You can cry. You can cry though, but grow a set. I absolutely loved it. Honestly, it's right up there with it's right up there with like the Guardians movies for me, and as well as like the first Iron Man and like Winter Soldier. It's like I rank this like it's in my top five Marvel movies.
A lot of people are saying it's between this and Black Panther. Like my parents said that Black Panther was better than this movie. My brother said that this, he agrees with me that this movie is better than Black Panther. I think this is the best movie they made so far, to be
Oh,
honest.
most definitely.
And as far as like the ending goes to this movie, I had a feeling that they were going to do this just the way they were talking about this movie beforehand and how at first this was supposed to be two parts. And a part of me kind of thought that they wouldn't do it because maybe, this being a Disney movie, since, Disney owns Marvel, you would kind of expect for there to be a happy ending, a good ending
A feel
where,
good ending. Like, yeah.
the Avengers basically win and everything. But no, they actually had the balls to basically kill off characters, and some characters they killed off permanently, while others I'm pretty sure are going to come back because we already know there's going to be a Black Panther too. So you can't keep him, you can't keep
He
him
just
gone,
started.
right?
He just started. Not only that, but give me my volume three of Guardians. So you can't just leave. You can't just have Rocket. What
Yeah,
the
they
fuck?
killed they killed Spider Man, and there's going to be another Homecoming, so
Oh my
these
god.
guys are going to be coming back. Man, Peter's death, man, that was a heart wrenching scene.
I I'm mad enough to admit it. I've teared up. I'm like, oh my god, that's never fucking happened. It's like I've never gotten that emotionally invested
I
like
mean,
that.
I didn't cry, but man, that was
I
that
teared
was
up.
sad.
I teared
Like,
up.
Mr. Stark, I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
I don't feel good. I'm like, oh my
I
god,
don't
no!
feel good.
Don't do this. Don't take him away. No, he
It's
just.
crazy. Like when I was watching it the first time, I was thinking like after everybody was gone, it was only Tony Stark and Nebula, and I'm like, how is Tony supposed to get home?
Oh my god, you're right. He has no ship. His suit's
And I'm
basically
not sure the
destroyed.
Iron Man suit can survive in space, so how are you supposed to get home?
And his nanomachine son got fucked up. So
Yeah, those nano machines. I think that comes from the Extremis comic or whatever.
I believe so. Everyone thought like that
Yeah,
came
that
from
was that
Wakanda.
was
I'm
cool.
like, yeah, right. Yeah, okay. This this came from Wakanda. Okay. And when it came up in like the beginning, I'm like, yep, it didn't come from Wakanda. He made this too. Of course.
Well, it's kind of like what he was working on in Iron Man 3 because he was doing something. I can't remember the actual specifics, but it's kind of like the evolution of what he was working on in Iron Man 3,
Ah,
basically.
God, like, oh my god, man, I can't get over it. I'm still reeling from it hours later, and I'm just like, oh, they had the balls to just say no. Fuck you. You're not getting a good ending. You're not getting your little feel good ending. No, 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 no. And if you notice something, this was like one of the more darker, not just dark in tone. I'm talking like dark in lighting. Even when the Guardians first showed up, notice how on on Milano, it was like it wasn't like brightly lit like it was in the first two movies. It was dark.
I
Eh,
will say this: like when the movie switches from the Guardians and then the Avengers and then just to these different locations, because we're obviously hopping throughout this movie to different locations, Titan, Earth, Wakanda, and all these different planets and stuff. I will say that this movie and people I went with actually agreed also. This movie is basically two different movies in one. There's obviously what's happening on Titan with and then there's what's happening on Earth and Wakanda, Captain America and his team and everything, and T'Challa and everybody. But I will say with for the first time, it felt like we were watching a Guardians movie. The music was playing, Star Lord was acting goofy and singing, and Gamora was singing. Drax is up there asleep. It felt like a Guardians movie. And
yeah,
then when it switched back to Avengers, it felt like an Avengers movie. Like felt like it stayed true to what was established in the other movies. Even Dor coming off of Dor Ragnarok, he's still kind of this very powerful idiot. Throughout the movie he's probably one of the funniest characters in it just because of how stupid he was in this movie.
yep. It's just, I don't. It did really. You're right. It did feel like two movies in one. It did feel like James Gunn was like writing the Guardians part for the most part when they were on screen,
Yeah, because
whenever
I
they were
heard
on
he was
screen,
actually involved. He was actually involved in this.
and not just like the Russos just wrote everything. So I'm glad they
But
did
to,
that.
but to their credit, I mean, the Russos they've made some of the best Marvel movies out there. Civil War, Winter Soldier, and then now this, and like coming off of Avengers 2, which is a movie that a lot of people were kind of divided on. I mean, I liked Avengers 2, but just coming off of that from what Josh Whedon did, it seems like this one was more focused. Even though some people might have an issue with it, like how fast, like the pacing of the movie was. But I thought that that was needed, and I also thought that it was kind of needed that they separated. Like you see now after watching the movie, why they had to separate these characters the way that they did, like putting some characters on this planet while this character is on another planet or whatever.
Hmm.
Like you understand why they did that because it's like 60 some characters that basically these two directors had to manage.
You got like three, like four or five different like movies here. It's like no, like movie characters here. It's like no, it's like they're over here. They're like some over there. There's some over there. It's like you can't see what I'm doing. I'm using hand gestures as I'm saying this, but it's like the pacing was kind of needed. I didn't feel like it was fast. I didn't feel like it was that fast. It felt like it was like warranted in this case. See everyone on screen, which they did perfectly.
I mean, I had no issue with the pacing at all. I was actually surprised I was able to like keep up with everything as far as the story goes. I told you the first time I went to go see the movie on Thursday, man, everyone was. It seemed like the entire movie theater was just so brimming with life. Like the first time I saw it, everyone it was cheering. It was a standing. They did a standing ovation before the movie even started. The screen was literally black, and everyone was like, "Woo, yeah, woo!" Before the movie even started, and then after the movie stopped, it was a lot of clapping, a lot of cheering. As soon as we got to Wakanda, everyone was like, "Woo, yeah, Wakanda!" But man, when people started dying, when
Oh
like
my
at the end of
god.
the movie, when Black Panther died, and then Black Panther died. As soon as Black Panther died, so it was like you can hear somebody say, "Oh, come on, man!"
Not the black man! Not the black hero! No! Stop it. Stop. Stop.
And
Right.
they killed Falcon also, right?
Yeah. No one gives a
Yeah,
shit about
they
Falcon.
killed Falcon.
No one
Yo,
gives two shit about Falcon, dude.
why is everyone so down on Falcon?
I don't know. I don't know.
man. But yeah, this was it was a perfect movie. To me, I think this was really, like I said, it's way better than Black Panther. Because for one thing, I thought that I'm not saying that because obviously Michael B. Jordan, he did a great job as Killmonger. I thought that Killmonger is probably one of the best villains that we've gotten so far. But after seeing this movie, Josh Brolin as Thanos, I mean, they actually, and I can't believe that at first they were saying that this movie was going to be basically Thanos' movie. It was going to be told from his perspective at first, and then we got those rumors about, well, not even rumors because they actually confirmed it, that they had cut a lot of parts of this movie that they cut about 15 minutes of this movie, and then they cut Daniel's backstory. And as soon as I read that they cut Daniel's backstory, I was thinking that, okay, man, this might end up feeling like there's something that we missed, like with like Batman versus Superman, or with like the Justice League movie. But turns out we didn't even need those 15 minutes because they showed Gamora's backstory when she was a kid and where Dana, and then when Thanos took her and everything.
Hmm.
And they even, like, there's points in this movie where it really feels like it is Thanos movie. There, like, we spend so much time actually with Thanos in this movie. I think out of all the Marvel movies, I think this is like the one Marvel movie where we actually spent quite a lot of time with the main villain. And it's kind of like one thing that one thing that I think makes Thanos work is just the fact that, for one thing, his plan actually made sense. He actually had uh not a typical plan like with someone like Steppenwolf, who just wanted to basically get the mother box and destroy the world, or whatever. Like the typical, I want to take over the world, or I want to destroy Earth, or whatever. Like Thanos had a plan, and actually his plan is actually different from the comics. I'm pretty sure. I think you might know about the whole thing with him and Death in the comics, right?
Oh my god, yeah. I do. I do. I do. I do.
And I honestly think, after knowing about uh after knowing about what it is in the comics, like his main motivation in the comics, he wants to get with Death, and so that's why
Yeah.
he's kind of doing it in the comics. I think this actually works better. The only way I could think, like, maybe they could have made it work if Hela was still alive from like Thor Ragnarok,
Hmm.
because she is technically the goddess of death, but then again, Thor killed her in Ragnarok. But I actually I like his motivation. I like his plan. He's just going about it kind of the wrong way. Sort of with Killmonger. Like Killmonger, you got where he's coming from, but he's kind of going about what he wants to do the wrong way. Whereas basically Thanos was committing genocide, and he actually saw that what I did actually worked. It worked in a lot of different occasions. So it almost feels like the Avengers are the bad guys from his perspective.
Yeah, when you really think about it, like in the grand scheme of things, yeah, that you're right.
But man, we gotta talk about, and I know we kind of jumping over we
I
kind
don't
of
care.
jumping
It's
around
spoiler.
everywhere, but
It's
there was
spoiler
a lot that
everything.
happened in this movie. Like
Yes.
we gotta talk about Star Lord, because Star Lord, man, Star Lord, freaking,
He's my boy, but he
he's the
fucked up.
reason why everybody is dead. Man, this dude pissed me off because they about to get the gauntlet off, right?
Yeah.
They about to get that gauntlet off. He's like, "Where's Gamora? Where's Gamora?" Then he gets mad when he finds out Gamora is dead and everything. And yeah, it makes sense that of course, he would not be thinking straight because he loved Gamora and everything.
And they actually
But
admitted it to each other. Like I fucking called in volume two. It's like, why don't y'all get together already? And it's like this one they like finally did it. I'm like, fucking finally. Now we have to fight Thanos and probably one of y'all gonna fucking die. So shit.
and you know what's Something else I'm kind of thinking about for the next Guardians movie is like they can't keep her dead. I have a feeling she's gonna come back alive, even though she shouldn't, because she died before the finger snap.
Hmm.
So her and Heimdall and Loki, everybody else died before that finger snap. So I feel like if they bring all these characters back that died, that would
The
lessen this
blow.
movie's impact.
Yeah.
I get that you got to bring Black Panther back, you got to bring Spider Man back, Wanda, maybe Vision also, but you got
Uh,
to bring some characters back because obviously they got to beat Thanos and they got to find a way to bring those characters back. But there has to be some definite deaths. Like you got to keep some characters dead in order for this whole big event to actually be meaningful. Because otherwise, it's like, what was the point? It's almost like, what was the point?
yeah, it's like almost like Dragon Ball Z. It's like remember we they can just bring it back with the Dragon Ball, so death really has no meaning in this show. But with
Right.
this, it's like if they just undo everything with the Soul Gem, then again, like you said, this lessens the blow of the deaths that we saw in this movie.
And another thing about the Soul Gem, because I've heard a lot of different theories about where these characters are or if they're still alive. Like they could be trapped inside the Soul Gem, or they could have been sent into another dimension. I don't know. I would kind of just want them to be dead, just erased from existence. I don't want them to have been sent to like a parallel universe or anything like that. Like I want them to actually be dead, like dead, dead. I feel like doing it some other type of way, saying that they got sent to another dimension or whatever. I feel like that would kind of also lessen the impact of this movie.
You're right.
Because I mean, like somebody got to die. It's a war. And this is an actual war. Like here's one thing that people, because I've heard a lot of people complain about another Anthony. What's his name? I think it's Anthony and Joe Russo or whatever.
Russo
But the
brothers.
directors, yeah, the brothers, the directors of this movie, the other movie they did was Civil War, and a lot of people were complaining about how small that was in scope in comparison to the comics. But this actually felt like a war. This actually felt like a war with people actually dying. There's actual stakes here. Like this is how you freaking do it. And and then, again, we kind of jumping over everywhere. We kind of jumping over, everything. We kind of jumping from different points of the movie, talking
Okay,
about different points of the movie. But
wait, wait,
I
wait.
got that's, no, hold on. Let me say this. Just the reaction, getting back to the reaction of the people in the movie theater. I'm like, I was just sitting there thinking, I'm like, see, DC, this is what you have to do. This is what happens when you build. This is a 10 years in the making of a movie. This is a
16
culmination of
movies.
10 years, basically 10 years of movies.
10 years and
And
16
people
movies.
were actually crying over characters dying. How many people cried over Superman dying
Not
in
me.
Batman versus Superman?
I didn't give a damn.
No one gave a crap because, for one thing, you rushed through all that. Same thing with Superman returning. It wasn't really too big of a deal because he was dead in one movie and then he's back in the next one.
And then you pretty much like go even further and pretty much say like he's OP as shit. In reality, like the Justice League don't need to be a thing because he's so OP. He pretty much bodied everybody until Lois showed up. So it's like the Justice League don't need to exist at all. That's what you're
That's
telling
another thing.
me.
I'm glad you brought that up because Superman was so OP. He could have and he kind of did deal like as soon as he showed up, Steppenwolf was basically done for.
Yeah, exactly.
In this movie, there was no one person that was like there was no one person that hogged the spotlight. Everybody got their chance. Everybody got their time to shine, and there was no one person that felt like they were more important to the story or just more important overall. Everybody got their chance. And
Even
that's what I
Iron
like about it.
and especially Iron Man, he lasted for like a minute with Thanos before he got bodied and wrecked. It's like, oh shit, he's actually like doing it, and then it's like, oh, never mind, he's oh shit, he's getting his ass kicked. Oh
Man,
shit,
we gotta talk
shit.
about that fight with the fight with Iron Man versus Thanos.
I was like, oh my
Some
god,
man, I saw somebody compare that to Naruto. They said, man, they took
that's exactly what
inspiration
I
from
did. That
Naruto.
dude, that's exactly what I did when he started throwing the fucking meteors and shit.
This
I'm
man
like,
did the Chimbaku Tensei on him and threw a freaking meteor at him. And
I'm like,
then
he's
Doctor Strange is using the shadow clone jutsu.
it's like, why didn't you use this earlier? Oh wait, never mind. He that gauntlet is fucking hacks. I want that gauntlet.
And
That gauntlet.
another thing I gotta say, I like the attention to detail, even after seeing this movie twice, because there's so much that you might not even catch the first time you watch this movie. They actually use all of the Infinity Stones, like you can tell which Infinity Stones Thanos was using at one time to kind of do different moves, to do different stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of like the attention to detail because someone like DC, they wouldn't probably like they wouldn't have been that meticulous about just different stuff in the movie.
Mm.
But one thing I will say though, because I feel like some people might not like this movie for reasons of like, okay, the Guardians are in the movie, right? And
Yeah.
like my mother didn't really want to see the Guardians movie, and she's like, man, I don't want to see no talking tree and no talking raccoon and stuff. There might be some people that actually come into this movie that might not even get the Guardians humor, and there was some stuff in this movie that she didn't get because she didn't watch Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like this movie, in order to really enjoy this movie, you have to watch Guardians of the Galaxy. You basically had to watch a lot of these movies because otherwise you might not get some of the, I guess, inside jokes or why certain characters act the way they act, and why characters are being the way that they are and stuff like that.
You know, it's
I
funny
feel
that
like you
you
have to watch those movies. You have to watch all of them.
it's funny that you mentioned like your mom seeing Guardians because my mom actually liked somewhat like Guardians 1 and 2. I showed her 2 and she's like, why the hell is it a talking raccoon? She likes Rocket. She likes Rocket. It's like, that's Bradley Cooper? I'm like floored. It's like, that's what you get out of this? That's what you get out of
That is,
this?
man. Just looking at the credits, because the credits was very long. Obviously, there was like a
Oh my
million
god, yeah.
actors in this movie. Just to know that like Bradley Cooper was in the same movie as uh, Robert Downey
Downey
Jr.,
Jr.
Chris Evans, all these people together at once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, like that. And don't forget, Vin Diesel was also in this movie. I keep forgetting that he's the voice of Groot.
He's Groot.
Like everybody, literally everybody named Mamo's in this movie.
Oh
The
my
only
god.
people that were missing were Ant Man and Spider Man. I mean,
Vin,
not
Di-
Spider Man, Hawkeye.
Vin Diesel's the treat? Oh my god. Oh my god. So yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Even the credits were depressing. Jesus.
Yeah, it was like a memorial.
It's like, oh my god, even the damn like can we give a round of applause for the fucking like a composer? Like what is this dude's name
Yeah,
again?
that music, the music in this was perfect.
Alan, I can't say his last name. Alan S. That dude and his freaking composing like talent, like my God, that also helped the movie to make it what it is. It's like every time something kicked in, like a tune kicked in, I'm like, oh shit, oh God, I can't, I can't, I can't. Everything about this was like
I
on
mean, they didn't
point.
even need to get Hans Zimmer.
No, they didn't.
Then again, he does more DC movies.
Yeah, he's like trapped over there. They got him in a box. Not shocking, but oh yeah. Let's go back to the whole like Star-Lord incident and him fucking up everything because that's where we were before we like talked about everything else.
Yeah. Like I said, we kind of jumping around.
Yeah,
Man, Star Lord.
I love him, but he fucked up.
Man, he is the reason. Of course, he's the reason why all this. He's the reason why everybody died, basically.
And here's the
'Cause
thing.
they had him. They literally had him. Did he talk about what did he say? He said, "Did we win or whatever?" He said, "Did we get him or whatever?" I said, "No, no, you didn't.
It's
You
like
the dummy that allowed him to be let go like that. You
it's like
you you
where'd
the
he
one
go?
that allowed him to get away."
It's like where'd he go? Where is he? It's like you dipshit. Oh my god. Now it's like here's the thing. I'm gonna go off topic for a second. Like they roast his ass like every chance they get in the Disney XD series. Like every time they roast him like every single scene that they're in together. It's like they just roast him. Now this is justified. Now it's justified.
Like I think most people are gonna leave this movie hating Star Lord.
That just doesn't help him at all. It's like, oh my god, they had it off, and it's like you had him dead to rights to shoot him in the head, yet you hit him with your gun. You like sideswipe him. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why didn't you headshot him? Why? You had him. You dumbass. Just so stupid. Just stupid, stupid,
Man,
stupid,
and
stupid.
Peter, man. So Tony, Tony reaction to basically all the Guardians when they first meet up.
Oh my god,
That joint,
that was
I
beautiful.
almost had a heart attack. That crap was hilarious.
That was beautiful.
Man, like his facial expression, he's like these idiots. Man,
Every time like Peter said something, and then like you got Tony just looking at him like,
5 quarters.
is this?
No,
But
I had no money. What do you say?
it's like every time like Peter was saying something, and like Tony just staring at him like, oh my god, is this guy for real? Like, what the, what is this? This is a joke. You are a joke. What do you say? Like 50% of me is human, so 100% of you is dumb too. It's
He said your math. It made you say something like your math is giving me a headache.
like this is like some Scott Steiner levels of math. What the
Oh,
fuck is
he
going
did she just yawn while I'm trying to make up a plan?
on? I said yes. I tuned
He
out the
said
moment you said we had a plan.
we kick names and take part.
I tuned out the moment you said we have a plan. Drax is still hilarious as shit. Like Batista don't get enough credit. Like oh my god.
Yeah, he's gotten better as an actor because that first Guardians movie I didn't think he do. I didn't think personally he did that well in the first Guardians movie. I
And
thought
then
he did a lot better in the second one. And he's just getting better as an actor.
and then you got volume two where he's like a complete like hilarious douchebag. It's like oh my god, where did this come? Where was this in the first one?
Where's Gamora?
Oh my god. Is that gonna
He
be the
said,
new
"Where's
Marvel?
Gamora?
Is that gonna be the new
What's
Marvel?
Gamora? I'll do you one better. Where Gamora?" Wait, he said no. He said, "Why Gamora?"
Even oh yeah, you even got like Bruce Banner fighting a Hulk throughout the movie, and like Hulk being a big punk and
Man,
being like,
Thanos beat him
no,
so badly that the Hulk don't want to come out.
like the Hulk is just like a big ass punk now. It's like, no, I'm like, what? He's
Man,
saying no.
because Thanos put in work. Man, Thanos beat the crap out of him.
Like, dude, that was like the first 5 minutes when he got like told like that. I'm like, oh my god, he's no joke. He's no joke. Oh shit. And then he goes and kills Loki. I'm like,
Now
oh.
Loki, man, Loki dying. He didn't really have to die. Like, really, like what? Why did he think that was going to work? I'm gonna try to stab this dude. First of all, you know that you just gave him the space stone. He has the space and power stone now. You cannot take him.
Thanks, dummy. Now we have another reason to like hate you. Thank you. Just so
And
stupid.
then like what happened to Valkyrie and then the rock dude, I guess his name is Korg or whatever. Like
Yeah.
what happened to all those other Asgardians that were like on the ship?
And what happened
Did
to
anything?
Valkyrie? What happened to Valkyrie? What happened to her? Did she get killed off like off screen too?
I would hope so. I mean, honestly, I mean, I don't know, man.
She didn't really
I,
do it for me, to be honest with you. I'm like,
yeah,
okay. Like I'm like, okay, cool. Like she's
unless they
okay.
probably want to do like an all female movie with her, and I'm just like, nah, we don't need that.
Can we
Just
not?
give us the Black Widow movie, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, considering that's been in the works for how long now?
Yeah.
It's like if any female superhero needs to be done in the Marvel universe, it needs to be Black Widow and not fucking Captain fucking Marvel. Okay, like
What is her powers, man? So
I don't.
that was the end credit scene basically.
Okay,
It
hold
was
on.
Nick Fury calling Captain Marvel after Maria Hill. Maria Hill vanishes because of the finger snap. People are vanishing all over the world, and so Maria Hill basically Maria Hill dies. Nick Fury ends up dying at the end.
About to say motherfucking and just gets taken away. I'm like, no.
Right. And like, why was he calling Captain America? I mean, not Captain America, Captain Marvel on a beeper.
I don't know. I I have no idea. Okay, get this. This is what she does. She has superhuman strength, endurance, stamina, flight, physical durability, and limited
Oh, I know she could shoot energy.
seventh sense and perfectly amalgamated human Cree psychology that renders her resistant to most toxins important. That doesn't help me. So she's basically a bootleg Superman, if anything.
Yeah, that's what I heard somebody say that there was like she's like basically Superman.
She's basically a
But
bootleg
do we
Superman
really need
from.
that? Like, do we really need somebody that OP
I mean,
at this point?
at least from
I
what I
mean, maybe to
remember.
defeat Thanos, but then if you defeat Thanos, like who's after Thanos really? Because uh, I guess it's kind of too early to be thinking about this, but like who's gonna be after Thanos? 'Cause you can't like the only villain that you can really put up after facing Thanos is Galactus that I know of, and they don't have the rights to him.
Oh my, yeah, Galactus. Shit, you're right. Mm. Yeah, I actually do remember her from the show. She didn't really. She's like, even I got like a bootleg Superman vibe from her. It's like, it's like, no. Just
Marvel's gonna make you like her.
says you. Says you. Okay.
I'm telling you, look, everybody was like, think about it. Most people were not going like most people going into Captain America. I bet there's a lot of people that were thinking going into Captain America that they weren't going to like him. Like, oh, who's this Captain America? Why should I
Okay.
care about him or whatever?
Okay. Okay. You got a point. Okay. All right.
I would have never would have thought that like Captain America. I like Captain America almost more than I do Tony, especially after watching Civil War again.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, yeah, Tony, this is all your fault.
it is. Like, and and the fact that they were like setting everything up, it's like I ain't talking to his ass. We and Bruce is all like, hell is literally on its way right now.
Right. I was like, man, this is not the time for you to be like, oh, I'm not talking to that dude. Man, like the whole world is not even the whole world, the whole universe. Not even just Earth, just the whole universe is at stake. You
Like,
talking about some petty stuff like, well, I'm not talking to him because his friend killed my mother and father and nah, you have to squash that for a second.
it's like hell is literally on its way with a fucking powerful ass gauntlet, and you're doing this now. Can we not? Can we not? And then you got like, oh my god, you got the whole like Peter and Ned thing. It's like concentration. Everybody, we're gonna die.
That
I'm like, now it makes sense that he jumped out of the bus in the trailer. Now this makes sense because it's like, it, what if people just fucking seize him? What are you doing?
right, right. Because in the trailer, I was thinking the whole time, I was like, how did they not see him?
It's like now it makes sense. It's like we're gonna die. So it's like, and then
And he
how he
did
got
that drink so quick too.
yeah, it's like okay, he's been doing this for a good minute now at this point, so it's like okay, and the Iron Spider suit. Oh my god, the Iron Spider suit. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, that drink was cool.
Oh my god. I can't wait to play it in the game. I want to know how they're gonna do the legs like that. I want to know how they're gonna do the legs because when the legs popped out, I'm like, oh, 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 they remember the legs. They remember the legs. How are they
One
gonna
thing
do?
I was thinking after Peter died because of the whole finger snap thing, like I was just thinking like so when Tony Stark gets home and assuming that Aunt May is like still alive because she could have also vanished, he has to basically go home and go to his home and go to her home rather, and basically come clean about. But then again, she already knows that he's Spider Man because of the
Yeah,
whole thing in Homecoming at the end. So never mind.
yeah. That wasn't even addressed. But then again, it's not a Spider-Man flick, so I get it.
Oh well.
I
Then
get it.
again, yeah, I think he would. I think he would out of respect for both her and Peter. I think he would probably go to Aunt May and you know. Honestly, I can't really call her Aunt May. 'Cause, like she's so young. Like I don't know why they did that, but you get what I'm saying.
I know they keep like redoing her. When I think the actress's name is Rosemary Harris was like the best version of Aunt May ever.
Oh,
Like
you mean the one? You mean the one from Sam Raimi
yeah,
universe?
the Raimi movies. Like I think she was
Yeah,
the
pretty
best one
much.
like ever. So
I mean, she's the only legit one. I mean, this one is too young, man. I don't know why they did that.
yeah, so
Aunt May is supposed to be old and helpless.
it's terrible. That is terrible.
I mean, it's true.
Oh my god. Anyway, I shit, man. Even the battle at Wakanda, it's like, oh my god, we're going in, and you got even got Bruce Banner, the fucking like
Hey,
Hulkbuster and
we finally
shit.
got to see more than one screed. Finally, actually, the funny thing is, we got to see more Wakanda in this movie than in the actual Black Panther movie.
Yeah, don't worry. When they bring Black Panther back, they'll show us more probably. So I'm not really
One
too
thing,
worried.
one thing that I was wondering, it was like, what happened to the rhinos?
Good question. Don't know.
Like y'all could have used those things to fight off whatever those little monster things that they were fighting. Little
That's
alien.
a I swear those little circle mechanical things kept reminding me of like Jimmy Neutron for some reason. It's like what's with all these circle looking donut ships? Like this isn't Jimmy Neutron. Stop it. Stop this.
Man, but what something that was bugging me the whole movie was just the fact that man, so like in Avengers 2 or in Age of Ultron, they made it seem like Vision was like very powerful and stuff, but then in this movie he was just man, he was weak. He was getting
Yo, he
stabbed
was
left and
getting
right.
bumped by
Like Vision
everybody.
was very weak.
Oh my god. It's terrible.
And
Like Vision got punked out by everybody. Everybody. Oh god. I knew they weren't gonna work. Like him and Scarlet Witch. I knew for a fact that they weren't gonna work. It's like, yeah,
like
he has
Wanda
this.
is the strongest out of all of them, and she barely. Well, I don't want to say she barely did anything because she did kill quite a few
Yeah, you got
of
Michonne.
those
You got
aliens and
you,
stuff.
you got freaking Michonne being like, why was she up there the entire time? I'm like,
Right. She was the most powerful out of all of them, but of course they gave the reason why she was up there the whole time because obviously she had to destroy the Infinity Stone.
yeah, yeah, but God, they just should have went for the head. I'm like, oh my God, he did it. He did it. He got people disappeared
Yeah,
and shit.
man. Thor is the freaking MVP of the movie.
Oh my, most definitely. He got him
People can
calling.
finally stop. Man,
You got
Thor.
him.
The only thing I don't get is like, why did he necessarily need that axe? Like, wasn't the whole reason? Like, wasn't the whole point of
Ragnarok.
him getting like the lightning powers in Thor Ragnarok, wasn't that whole like wasn't the whole point that like Mjolnir, his hammer was like there just like was there for like practice or whatever to help him practice or what's the word? I'm trying to think of the word that they use, the exact words that Odin used in that. That hammer wasn't like the source of his power though. That was the whole point. That was the point that I also rewatched that. I'm like, but then in the next movie, he needs an axe to fight Thanos.
Yeah,
I'm like,
wasn't
what?
like the whole point of Ragnarok was to prove that he didn't need it anymore, and his
Like it was that line, not to cut you off, but it was like that line. What are you the god of again? He's the god of thunder.
well, lightning in this case, because thunder's like that doesn't even still make that no damn sense to me. It's like
Lightning. I mean, you get what I mean.
I did
Lightning, thunder. Yeah.
I get it, but still, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like this movie was amazing. Like I might actually end up seeing it again, but I can't wait for this to be released.
You're gonna have to wait a long time for this to come on
I
Blu-ray. This
know.
joint probably won't be out till like November. Black Panther coming out soon though, which doesn't surprise me. Yeah, that joint coming out early May, I want to say.
I just can't believe Gamora got killed off like mid movie. I'm like, really,
I'll
really?
be very surprised if she doesn't come back in some way.
I don't think. I love how Thanos just
I, mean,
didn't
I
give it.
don't hear anything dead or whatever.
I absolutely love how Thanos just didn't give a shit about Nebula like at all.
Right, that was something I was thinking about. I was like, why did you love Gamora, but you didn't love
Nebula.
Nebula? And
Even
like, yeah, so like all the people like about the what they call the children of Thanos. We didn't really talk about them. Ebony Maw was cool. Squidward, aka Squidward,
I can't track them so much.
did look like Squidward though, with that big nose.
Can't believe like
Man, that's crazy. He did like that's crazy. They go to different planets and Ebony Maw just comes down. It's like greetings, yeah, greetings, life forms. Rejoice because Thanos is gonna kill you and show you mercy.
it's like really you give him a speech about how he's gonna like murder everybody. It's like really okay. This is your mo. You oh yeah. You also got Thor like calling Rocket a fucking rabbit the entire time.
Oh yeah, that was killing. He said, "Rabbit, see the rabbit no." What did he say? He said something like the rabbit knows when. He said something, but that joke was funny though.
I'm actually glad that Thor was still a badass. It's like honestly, Ragnarok revived him so much. I did not give a shit about Thor at all. It's a
Am I the only one that liked the second movie?
yes, you were pretty much the only one there. I
I
cannot.
mean, I never really hated the Thor movies. I mean, they weren't the greatest, but I never really hated them.
Dude, it took him to get a haircut and him losing his axe for me to give a shit about it.
And for him to they dumbed him, they kind of dumbed the character down now. Like now he's like honestly, he's Goku now. When you
Oh
think
my
about it, he's
god.
Goku now.
Or Ed. Or Ed from Ed and Eddie now, because he's powerful, yeah. He says like stupid shit. But you're right though.
For Peter Dinklage, he's like, if you do realize if you take the full force of the star, it will kill you. And then Thor's like, only if I die. And he's like, it's what killing you means.
Dude, he's a bridge Goku.
Yeah, man. This is a great movie, man. I don't care what anybody says. This is number one. Black Panther can be number two. Winter Soldier number three. Uh,
Uh,
man, I want to say number four would be Civil War, maybe.
eh,
Definitely got to put Guardians two somewhere up there. Iron Man three. I don't care what anybody says, man. Iron Man three was amazing.
okay.
Yeah, this is a great movie though.
Yeah, this is definitely on my top five.
I can see myself watching it once again. By the time this year is over, I'm gonna probably see it again.
This is the one I'm gonna be on playing on repeat.
Just
When
buy that DVD so you can get the extra 15 minutes or whatever that they cut out.
I
I
need
hope
that,
they add it in there,
I need that extended DLC.
man. And that's another thing. Like this movie was long, but it didn't really feel long
It really
because of
didn't.
the pacing.
Yeah, because everything was like
That's
okay.
another thing. Because when your movies moving fast, people are enjoying the movie, having fun. You're making them laugh and everything with all the jokes in the movie. But then the movie can also be serious and stuff. That's another reason why Justice League and BBS failed because you have these long movies and you don't really have the humor and all that other stuff in there to kind of keep the audience attention. And then the whole fact that they cut stuff out that they probably needed to keep in the movie. But in this case, like I was saying earlier, they cut some stuff out and they were able to still get by with what they had because it wasn't really necessary.
And again, with despite the dark tone, this knew how this movie was dark. Like I'm not talking like BVS dark. I'm talking like dark in like lighting, like the set, like to keep the tone whenever something happened. Like it was light, it was light, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like
Yeah,
even like again, even the Guardians when the Guardians were on, I'm like, it's not that lit up in the Milano. What the fuck is up with that? Like to match the tone of the movie. Because all the other times it was like brightly lit, and then this time it's like, okay, okay, I understand what you're doing here, but and also DC marks this went dark and still was fun. Okay, something that DC will never be able to do. This is proved that Marvel can go dark. Okay, and you're right about keeping like some people dead, even when the soul gem, even if like most of the people that disappeared like or end up in the soul gem, um, they're gonna have to keep people dead for this to actually stick. Because you're gonna make part one of Infinity War completely pointless if you bring like everybody back. If you like Dragon Ball Z this shit, you
yeah.
can't.
Like I wish I not to cut you off. I kind of wish they would have chose different people to die. Like, don't kill off Black Panther because we already know you gotta do a Black Panther too. Don't kill off Doctor Strange because we already know you gotta do a Doctor Strange too.
Don't
Like
kill
they
the
should kill
Guardians.
off different characters. Because if they would have killed off different characters, then some people would really think that, oh yeah, these characters are gone for good.
Like I actually half expected Iron Man to die. Like when he got stabbed, I'm
No,
like,
yeah. When he got stabbed, I was like, oh, I felt that. I was like, oh, dag, Tony, man, they actually killed Tony Stark. But
hey,
then, like, as soon as Doctor Strange was like, don't kill him. I'm like, oh, so wait, he's not dead. He's not gonna die. Okay. So
it's-
I just thought that he was gonna die from like the stab wound or whatever.
yeah, man. Man, I, I don't know, man. I'm just floored with how like everything was well handled in this movie. Like I can't get over like this is really the best Marvel movie right now. Like this is it. This is like the pinnacle of 60 movies in 10 years. This is how you do it, DC. You can't get it all in two movies and be like, oh, let's do it. Let's do everything that Marvel does. Let's do everything that Marvel
I mean,
does.
I hope the success of this movie actually motivates Warner Brothers and DC because I think they got another person to either I think they got another person to either be like the president or like sort of like the Kevin Feige for like the DC universe or whatever now.
Hmm.
But they need to look. They really need to look at the success of this movie. Like, if you gotta start from scratch, then start from scratch. I mean, yeah, I would love to see Aquaman. Because personally, I like what they did with Aquaman, and
Yeah.
I know they like what they did with Wonder Woman. But you might just they might be smart. Like, it might be smarter to just reboot the whole thing. Reboot the whole thing. Start over from square one. And just take your time, and then people can cry over Superman dying. They can actually cry over Superman dying.
Yeah, like the movie that's gonna come out this year, the animated one.
Wait, they have a Superman movie coming out?
Yeah, the Death of Superman is supposed to actually come out this year, I think.
Oh wow, it's not another Batman movie?
Yeah, it's not another Batman movie.
Wow. Okay, that's good.
It's not another Batman movie. Yeah, see you, Batman Ninja.
Yeah, I still gotta watch that. But in other words, this is definitely a 10 out of 10 for me, man.
This
Definitely a
is
10 out of 10.
this is a pinnacle of superhero movies, and when you texted me like prepare for the have fun with the greatest superhero movie of all time. And I'm like, okay, that come out. I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck.
I mean, there was so much to like about this. Even if you didn't have some characters, and this would be like the only, I guess, flaw really with this, is that they, like I was saying earlier, going back to what I was saying earlier about the fact that like this is two movies. Make no mistake, it's basically two movies in one, and it's actually a good thing. I think it was a good thing that they had James Gunn involved. I don't know if the guy that did Thor Ragnarok was involved, but
I can't.
I think it
Yeah,
was a good thing that they had two directors on this, and that they just so happen to be brothers and they, really work together really well. But just the fact that they were able to get all of the characters, like I was saying, going back to what I was saying earlier, everybody had their chance to shine, but not everybody got their chance to like interact with each other. Like, we never got to see something that I know a lot of people want to see is Tony Stark interacting with Shuri from Black Panther. We didn't get
mm,
any of that. We did get to see Doctor Strange and Tony Stark butt heads, which was nice to see. Two people, one who used to be narcissistic, and then Tony Stark who's always going to be narcissistic, basically going at it.
you're right. You're right because that was like Strange's entire character like progression in his movie, and like okay, it's like oh yeah, look at what you used to be, and now you're not, and it's like Tony's still an asshole, and it's like
Doctor
okay,
Strange is like, I don't work for you.
yeah, I mean I ain't on your payroll,
Unlike
bitch.
everybody else, I don't work for you.
And even the father and son relationship with him and Peter, it's like, oh
Oh
my
yeah,
god.
he said, who is this guy? Your ward?
No, he's cargo.
It did. It did. Peter starts to try. Peter tries to get into the conversation. Tony's like, no, no, no. Grown ups are talking.
No more pop culture references out of you. I'm like, they reference Alien in this too.
You
Like,
know,
really?
yo, did you look at the credits? You know they had to pay for that.
Di-
They said special. I read it. They're like special thanks to Fox for letting us use aliens. I was like, what? You actually have
Wow.
to pay to reference? They just said it for. They said it. It was like five. It was like 5 seconds of the
Yo,
movie.
Fox Greedy, man. They will bleed anything if you reference them in anything. They
I
will
think
bleed you.
I'm trying to think, and I might have to look this up. How much this movie was made for? I think it was like
It's right up there with
270 million or something like that.
dude, it's right up there next to Civil War and Justice League. This is right behind Justice League in like price.
But I know I think it's gonna it's making it's I think it already it's already made over that amount.
Oh yeah, they got
I
that money
believe
back.
so.
In the opening weekend, yeah, they definitely got that money
I
back.
think on Thursday, I honestly think on Thursday alone, because they said it's like the highest it is the highest grossing Thursday opening ever.
Figured.
Uh I don't have the sales numbers by me right now, but I don't have the ticket numbers by me right now, but I know they broke some records. Well, let me see. This thing. Okay, let's see. Internationally, Infinity War earned 380 million for a global total of 630 million, and that's the whole weekend. That's
Mm.
crazy.
And that's not even counting like the baby mamas
And
and
that
baby daddies I
outdid
saw in there
they
today.
outdid themselves.
Of course they did.
You know what's crazy? I think Black Panther. I think Black Panther was still number one this weekend though.
That's not surprising.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was still number one,
That's not
which
even
is crazy.
that's not
But
even
they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing with the marketing for this, man. Every time you turn the TV on, what do you see? Wakanda. That scene, that battle at Wakanda.
the chant.
And Wakanda is in like, yeah, that chant. Like Wakanda Wakanda is in like I want to say maybe 15 minutes of the movie or whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's not the whole movie, but that's what they sold people on. And the
Yep.
people that like Black Panther, even the people that only saw Black Panther went to go see this movie. So they knew what they're doing. They knew what they were doing.
They got that money back, that's for sure. That's not even counting like today because there were people in there today with the damn babies, baby mamas, baby daddies were in there today. And I hear like to my right, like a dad had to
So
keep
was it packed today?
it was people scattered in there though. It wasn't packed, but it was
Yeah,
like
so it was
mid.
packed like the first time I went into the theater on Thursday, obviously, because there was. I feel like there were more fans out on Thursday night. Like that's why I always tell you you need to go. You need to start going to these movies on the night that they premiere because it's a different atmosphere when you get into the movie theater and there's just fans of this stuff. Because like I was talking about earlier, going back to what I was talking about earlier about the way people were reacting when people died. It's like, oh no, man. Oh come on, man. No, Peter's dead. No, like people were really. I think people were like crying, man. Like people were shook. But then in my second, like the second time I went, there was like less people in there. I think there was like kids and just there were less comic book fans, I guess. And there were like less fan, like really diehard fans in there. Like less fans than that though.
Mm, Falcon don't get no love, man.
Yeah, man. I don't think anybody was crying over
Man,
Falcon.
Falcon gets buried everywhere. It's kind of Roman Reigns the
I
franchise.
love how who was it? Who was it? A War Machine was looking for him. He's like Sam,
Yeah,
and like he disappeared like 3 seconds. Like he disappeared as soon as he was about to find him.
it's like really you didn't see any of that then.
But
I don't
yeah,
know.
man, we kind of just rambling, kind of talking now. But yeah, go see Avengers: Infinity War if you haven't seen it.
It's that movie
And yeah, man, if you are looking for a good superhero movie and you already seen Black Panther like 10 times already,
or
you can go ahead and
Guardians.
see this. This is basically a sequel to Black Panther. You know, there's some Wakanda in there. You get a nice big chunk of Wakanda. Like I said, there's a lot more Wakanda in this movie actually than what was in Black Panther technically.
Mm,
But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. And we'll obviously keep doing these review discussions every time one of these real big movies comes out. We did one for Justice League a while back, so we'll probably do another one when part two comes out. Whatever they decide to call the next Avengers movie, since they're kind of keeping the name a secret because I guess it's a spoiler.
yeah.
And
Um,
yeah, so thank you guys for watching. We out.